What's up, everyone? Welcome to this week's Mental Monday. I was out shoveling snow. We got plenty of it here in Wisconsin. And so we're going to talk about progression, maybe a sophomore slump. A lot of these things lump together, right? And so I'm obviously having some athletes going through this. And so I think the key point, there's going to be a few points today, but the key point is that progression is not linear. Everyone wants to go just like a nice, even line, and that's how we're going to get better. We're just going to take these equivalent moves every single moment of every single day of every single year. And that's just how progression works, right? And there's a few different things, right? I've said before, and I think this is true, that progression is like steps, right? All of a sudden you're kind of here, you're kind of here, you're kind of here, and then something clicks. Boom, and then you make a big jump. And we've all seen that in athletes, right? They're working hard. Seems like nothing's happening, and boom, they something clicks in their head, whether it's a confidence factor, whether it's a new technique they added in, whatever it is. And they make this big jump and never look back, right? So sometimes it's kind of like steps, okay? But one other way to think about it, and this is probably, it probably goes along with those steps a little bit, is that if we think of our performances, so this is how we perform at any given day, we have how good we are, right? There's a median or mean, whichever one. I think they're the same. Yeah, they're the same. Well, not technically, but you get it. Sometimes we have good performances, sometimes we have bad performances, right? So sometimes we're above, sometimes we're below. And so one thing that kids do is sometimes they hit this high performance, right? And they think, okay, that's my new line, and they try drawing a line on that progression because they had this great performance. And then all of a sudden, obviously, you're always going to return to the mean, no matter how good you are. And that doesn't mean your mean can't get better and better and better and better, which if you're doing all the right things, if you're working hard, doing that kind of stuff, you are going to continue to get better, right? But you're still going to have some performances that are above the mean. You're still going to have some that are below the mean, okay? And so when they hit that above performance, they think, oh, that's my new line. That's the progression I'm on. And I said sometimes it happens as a freshman, and I think this happens a lot because there's always a huge growth from your 8th grade year to your freshman year, and then no one really knows who you are or what to expect out of you. So sometimes you have these above performances. And so then when you go back down having some down performances, which inevitably you are, right? Everyone has ups and downs. And we talked about it before. The better you can get at maximizing your ups and having more ups and eliminating the downs by figuring out why you wrestle bad, right? Is it your preparation? Is it your thought process? Why do you wrestle bad? But inevitably, we're all going to have some of those, no matter how good of a competitor we are. And so when we hit those ups and we say, oh, that's our new progression, and we draw that line, then when we hit our downs, the hard part about this is some kids get really depressed. They think, man, I stink now. I'm not nearly as good as I used to be. And they take this as like the sky is falling. And sometimes, honestly, the parents are worse. Parents are worse, right? They think, oh my God, but Johnny did this and now he's terrible. What's going on? Oh my God, we have to change his diet. We have to change his training. We need a new coach. We need blah, 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 blah. Right? And they go nuts, okay? And so what's important to remember about this is you are going to have some goods and your bads. Progression is not linear, right? Sometimes it's steps, sometimes it's ups and downs. If you're doing all the right things, if you're training right, if you're eating right, if you're studying wrestling right, if you're doing everything right, it is going to be an up. Not always on the slope that we want it. And so the thing about today, and this is like, hey, most of you guys are going into your postseason. This is whether you can take this if you're a college or high school wrestler, going into your postseason. Man, you probably taken some lumps you didn't want to take this season. You probably taken some losses you didn't want to take this season, and that's fine. And if you can say in your heart you've been doing the right things, you've been working hard, you've been sticking with your diet, you've been doing all the right things, you're going to come back up, okay? It always returns to the median, so if you're having these ups, you're going to go down a little bit. If you're having these downs, you go up. Now we want to maximize ups and negate the downs as much as possible, but it's still going to happen. And so continue to have faith in your training, continue to have faith in yourself, realize that you're doing the right things and good things are going to happen, and don't panic and don't get depressed. And don't think the sky is falling because, hey man, that's just part of getting better. Okay? So I'm having some kids that are having these struggles. I know a lot of you out there are probably having these struggles, and no matter what age you are in wrestling, whether you're young or old, the progression is not linear. Everyone wants to be linear because that would be nice, that would be easy, that would be simple. We would all know what to expect, but that's just not how it is. The world's not that easy. So, if you're having a little downtime, man, have faith. You're going to come through it. It's going to be okay as long as you keep doing the right things. Don't change everything. Don't get depressed. Stick with it and get ready for a great postseason. So that's all I have for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy Mental Monday. We got a lot of great stuff on the podcast this week, and I'm also going to be at the UFC press conference in Las Vegas. So hopefully you guys tune in and enjoy that as well. Peace.